Good evening and welcome back to the channel. If it's the first time you've been on the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe. It's not going to be the first time you've been on the channel, but give the video a thumbs up. Breaking Celtic news this evening. Finally, there's some meat on the bones with some transfer speculation at Celtic. Have you been looking at the wrong Manchester United player as fans, as it comes to light that we might be after a Man United player, but not the one that you were actually thinking about? We will talk about that in a minute, but there is rumours this evening that Matt O'Reilly is attracting lots of interest, and there's 4 clubs emerging as potential suitors. It's going to cost him a hefty sum, considering he's got 3 years remaining on his contract. Will Celtic offer Matt O'Reilly a new contract like he has done with some players to extend it a bit? Because let's face it, if we're going to sell him, this is probably going to be the summer that we'll sell him on to try and maximise the potential return on our investment. There's a few clubs that we're going to talk about. Obviously, Matt O'Reilly, we bought him for 1.5 million, which was an absolute steal from MK Dons. And he's went on and he's actually been a good performer for us. He's been really good. A lot of people sort of think he was a bit lazy, but he's told Celtic TV last week that he said, Matt O'Reilly said, so far it's been amazing. Everyone seems quite upbeat and it brings in a lot of new feelings to the club. Talking about obviously Brendan Rodgers coming into the club, but the clubs that are interested are a couple of Spanish sides and there's the German side also. So with that being said, how much would it take for Celtic to sell Matt O'Reilly to the likes of Real Betis, Valencia? Valencia have got money to spend, and Sevilla. The 3 of them have definitely got money to spend, and then there's also a German club that are said to be sniffing about with the likes of a few English clubs also, but there's nothing sort of concrete came from down south that I've been looking at. The fact that the Spanish teams are looking at him, it would suit the style of play in Spain, definitely. It's just whether he would take that move or not. The fact that these big European clubs are looking at him could mean that there could be a big deal on the card. It's going to be an interesting few weeks. With that being said, if we do sell another midfield player, it's going to be paramount that we get another midfield player in. A lot of people have been talking about McTominay down at Manchester United. But it seems that Celtic have thrown their hat into the ring for Donny van de Beek. Manchester United player who's not had a lot of time since, I was sure it was Ajax he came from, wasn't it? To Manchester United. I think the fact that we've been linked with Tierney over a potential deal, his wages are going to be the massive, stopping point. Scott McTominay, he's on about 100 and odd grand a week also. Although he could be allowed to leave this summer, I think the best chance would be Donny van de Beek. He would probably be the midfielder that I say that we're most likely to get. Since he's moved to Old Trafford in 2021, he's not played as many games as he thought he would. I actually played quite a lot, and he managed quite a good few games since Manchester United. He even went out on loan to Everton, and he's not really achieved much, and it looks like he's trying to get his way out of Manchester United. He's got a total of 19 caps for Holland. Could Celtic about to give him a little? Because I mean, he's going to get a game for Celtic, no doubt about that. He's never been picked since. He's never had games for Man United. They have stopped calling him up. He's had 51 goal contribution at the club when he was at Ajax. So he does have a lot of goals in him, but it will be interesting to see what transpires over the next the next week anyway. It looks like Celtic are going down the route where they're going to be drip feeding us content this week with players that have renewed contracts or extended contracts. Could it be that they're keeping the big meat on the coin until next week? There are obviously going to be some more players that might leave the club up, and Matt O'Reilly could be one of them. So tell me your thoughts in the comments. The big breaking Celtic news this evening is the fact that there's a couple of big clubs in Spain in for Matt O'Reilly. Real Betis, Valencia and Sevilla. They're looking at him. So tell me your thoughts. Should we cut him loose? Should we let the big Danish player go? Should we cash in on him while we can? The fact that he does have 3 years left on his contract, he did have quite a lot of assists last year, and he did have a good few runs as well. Would it be selling him too soon? If you're going to sell him, you need to sell him with at least 2 or 3 years to maximise the amount of money that we're going to get from him. So on that note, that's the breaking news this evening. If you haven't checked out this morning's video and the afternoon video, check them out. I will leave a link up here now. On that note, have a great day, Celtic fans all around the world.
Lit. Roll up to the party, roll up to the party, roll up to